In this tutorial I will show you how to make a headlands plan in the web planner. So now we have uploaded a field, we have created an implement, and now it's time to make a plan for the roboti. So I'm gonna pick our implement, and when we see the green marker, it means that all the information is put in. The next thing we do is go to operations, and here we have a few options on how we want the plan to be created. If you go to operation type, you can see we have 5 different options, and in this tutorial I will go through the headlands. So we choose headlands, and then we choose the corner methods, which we have 3 different choices on how the roboti operates in the corners. And if you click on the information, you can see an illustration on how the roboti is operating within the 3 different methods. So we close that again. We would like the roboti to do a 0 corner radius. Then we put in how wide we want the headlands. In this case, we want a 9-meter headland. Then I put in the starting point. I want the robotis to start where the flag is, or I can put it wherever I want. If I wanted to start in this corner, I put it here, or I could start it down here. Depends on what you like. Same thing with the finishing point. If I wanted to start it here, I could make the robot finish over here. There are a few different options on how to do it. I would like it to finish the same place as the starting point. Then I have a few boxes I can click off. Do I want 0-point turn? Yes, I do. Do I want the headlands last? That means that the roboti does the main field first and the headlands last. Do I want overlap? And what is meant by overlap? I can click on the eye. In this case, I really don't want any overlap because it's a weeder, and if it's a weeder, there is a chance to destroy some of the crops if I do overlap. For example, if it was a sprayer, then in most cases you would want overlap, so you assure the whole field is getting sprayed. So that's the different options you have. In this case, I would not like any overlap. Work curved pass. That means that you can see on the illustration that if there is a curved row, which is usually in the headlands, do I want the roboti to lift the implement when there is a curve, or do I want the implement to stay down and operate while it's curving? And it really depends on how big of an angle the curve is. But in this case, I would like the curve paths to be down, to the implement to be down. As you can see on the illustration, because if I don't want the implement to be down while it's curving, then there would be a spot on the row that is not getting operated, and I don't want that. Then you choose if you want AB line, which we do, and then here I have already saved an AB line on this field, and that is what I would like to use. If I click on the plus here, I can upload or create another AB line if I would like to, and as you can see we have 6 different options on how to make an AB line, and I will walk through the options in a different tutorial. So when you have chosen your AB line, you can go to display field layout. Then you can see all the rows and the headland rows on the field. So I picked a 9-meter headland, and the implement width is 3 meters. That's why it is 3 rows around the headlands. I have a few different options. I can click lines off that if there are some I don't want to operate. I can click them back on. I can do every second row if I would like that. There are multiple options to make the plan flexible, or if you want half the field operated, etc, etc. Driving pattern means which pattern is the robot driving while operating, and as you can see we have 3 different options. And if I click on the Y, row by row, it takes 1 row at a time. Optimized, the most optimal next row for the robot to operate. And group means that the robot is operating the rows in different groups, as you can see on the illustration. If you go to advanced options, here you have some different options as well. I can deselect all rows and select the rows I want. If I want every second, or maybe just the headlands. Select all. You have a few informations down here: the total field in hectares, the total selected areas. So if you click off some rows, you can see how many hectares is in the planner, in the plan for the robot, and how much of the area that's covered. So if you, let's say you want 50% of the field, you want half the field, then you can see how far off you are. Row entry, row exit. you can click which row you want the robot to start and which row you want the robot to finish. So row entry, I would like it to start with this row. Row exit, I would like it to exit down here. So you know beforehand where the robot is gonna finish or take the last row. Lead in, lead out means how many meters does the robot need to get in the right angle to the row when it's leading in, going in to the row, and lead out, exiting the row. Shift AB line, that can be useful when Roboti, let's say Roboti did not seed the field, but you want to weed the field, then you can adjust the AB line for some fine tuning into the field. So let's say we want to shift the AB line 2 centimeters, 0.02, that means 2 centimeters to the right, and if we want it to the left, then we go minus 0.02, then it's the opposite side. The minimum safety distance is the distance from the Roboti to the field boundary, and there needs to be a safety distance so that the Roboti does not hit the field boundary and stop. It's a safety measure, and to be clear, the area between the Roboti and the field boundary will not be operated. So it's going to be 1.5 meter from the field boundary into the field that is not getting operated.